Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Platinum Evoland Legendary Edition. Welcome to the Crystal Caves. We need to find the crystal. Its power can change your perception of the world, and with it, you can fight the evil that threatens my village. By the way, I just noticed that I forgot to ask your name. Clink. Yep, definitely a reference to Link. You got a name! The girl is finally noticing you're an actual human being. There's nothing down here, I don't think. Nope. Let's clink, clink, clink. Wait, clink, clink. Alright, cool. You got cave monsters. Uh-oh, looks like the cave is inhabited. Okay, here is a Cobra Zero. You may remember, for the perceptive viewer, that Cobra Zero was a card that we got earlier. Towards the beginning. You found a potion. Okay, what about here? A lot of them here. 50 glizz. A potion. More scavens. Still don't know what these ones are. Skaven. No, I haven't got a clue. They've got like a flower on their head. This one looks like one, but nope, unfortunately not. So off we go, back this way. Cobra Zero. Cobra Zero, I don't even know what that's referencing as well. Cobra. Cobra is like... Aren't they like the bad guys in the G.I. Joe series, I think? Can't remember. It reminds me... It's so weird if they are. It reminds me kind of like of... God, I can't remember the name of the bad guys, but the ones in Get Smart. Like the bad guy... Control? Is it Control? Might be. I can't remember. Get Smart had like bad guys and they had a certain name. I never used to really watch that show, but I remember the intro so vividly because it always played when I'd get home from school. So you got experience points. Hooray! You can now get experience and new levels while fighting. Of course, one of the absolute main staples of video games, of RPG video games. A lot of evolution with experience points over the years. Here we go, straight to level 2. I skipped past that, but I think it was a defense increase. Mine was an attack increase. I think hers was a defense. Here is another little secret, I think. Oh, there we go. Jeez, I was so worried. I was like, I'm like 99% sure it's there. That one's a bit of a trickier one to find. I think this one I missed myself actually on my first playthrough. I had to look this one up. And another star, hooray. Okay, nothing else over there. Let's go back this way. Yeah, experience points have changed a lot. Sort of, I guess like first, the oldest type of games were sort of like you beat an enemy, you get experience points. You beat an enemy, you get experience points. Once you have enough experience points, let's say 100, you level up. And then you had things like, gosh, what's a good example? This one's a very late example. Wow, straight to level 3. This one's a very late example, but the one I can think of is Final Fantasy 13. It was similar. You beat enemies and get experience points, but you accumulate those experience points and you keep like, you know, hoarding them essentially, and then you use those to get like stat increases and moves and all that kind of stuff. So it did allow for a little bit more versatility. Let's heal. Her heal seems to be relatively proportional, so the more health you lose, the more it will heal. It also doesn't heal above her max HP, so for example, her max HP is around 70, mine is about, I think, 100 and 105, something like that, so yeah. And the experience is divided between us, by the way, so when we get 9 experience each, the enemies gave 18 altogether. So yeah. Torque. Tortoise. Turtle with like a cork hole? I don't know. You got life fountain. Some fresh water might heal your wounds. It certainly will. And we get a free save point. Nice. Yeah, that would have been too long, but the previous episode I made the right choice. Alright, let's go down here. What do we got? There's a switch, and there's also a treasure chest with a Skaven card, so we've been fighting those guys. And we can step on this. You got something happened somewhere. Okay, but where? Pretty sure that's it in the crystal caves. Just have a quick look. I made like a handful of notes for this. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't really need. I've beaten the game like 3 times already, so twice, sorry. You woke up the guardian of the crystal. Kefka's ghost. Hey, the rumors were true. This one looks powerful. He was the crystal's guardian for many centuries, but it looks like it has been corrupted by some evil power. Most likely the same evil that has attacked my hometown. Let's get the crystal. We need its power to fight. Sounds like a good plan. Sounds like a plan. Cut the fat. 17. 6. You got boss anim, which is animation. He looks much more dangerous now. He does, actually. Before it was just like, just standing there and didn't really look that much of a threat, but yeah, he actually looks stronger. Let's heal now, because he's lost quite a bit of HP. Attack. Alright, when he's like this, just wait. He will perform a counter attack if you attack. Cool. Actually, let me check something. I wonder if I have the ability to. I'm actually going to deliberately attack him when I shouldn't, if I get an opportunity to do so, just to check something. God, he does a lot of damage to my clink. Okay. Let's see. Okay, fine. Yep. No need to attack him. I'll explain that a little bit more towards the very end of the game. I was actually checking something, but I'll explain it later. You have won 400 glizz and 20 experience. Life and life. Beautiful. Crystal power has been activated. This is really cool, by the way. This is probably one of the most like, oh, that's awesome moments. Cool, you got 3D mode. You got a whole 3rd dimension. Let's talk to her. The power of the crystal is incredible. Now I feel like I can fight the evil which threatens my village. But we will have to cross the Noria mines in order to reach it. Thank you for helping me. You're my hero. Hooray! Alright, there's nothing to do in this section. You can literally just walk around in the whiteness. And then eventually you just walk into the yellow. And here we are. We're in Edel Vale. Wonder where that is. You got 16-bit music. Wow, the music is evolving too. So as you can see, we've got a very, very, very bare bones, like, these are the bats, by the way, from the beginning. Actually have like a look now. Yeah, very bare bones. This is what games look like in sort of like their bare bones state. And then you open a chest, and we got life hearts. You will no longer be killed in one shot. Thank goodness. So that's really good. Let's go down here. Oh, we found a chest down here. And another one. Awesome. We got a star. How many of those we got now? 8. 8 stars, 8 cards. 8 stars, 9 cards. We got a Zumba. We haven't seen that enemy yet, but I wonder if you can work out what that is a reference to. Zoom has nothing to do with it, but Zumba. Or how about Zumba? It's kind of a bit more thing. These are, I think, supposed to be essentially Octoroks from, I think they were called Octoroks from Zelda. But luckily these ones don't shoot those like nasty pellets at you. Which is really good, makes them super simple to take out. Cut the grass, always cut the grass. You never did it when you were 13 years old, cut it now. Alright. That's not a euphemism, by the way, I was actually literally saying cut the grass. Alright. You got the Pakun card. I don't know what that one is, actually. I can't remember what that enemy looks like, but yeah. We'll see. We'll see later. The music's not too bad as well. Like, the soundtrack is pretty good. You can definitely hear like homages to tons of different video games just in this game's soundtrack alone. So they've done such a wonderful job, especially considering that this game was made by such few people. So yeah, lots of bats, lots of bats. Kill all the bats, all of them. In Zelda, they were known as Keese. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, Keese. Probably some kind of thing I'm missing. It's like, oh, Keese is the name of the like food that they eat, where they eat it and then digest it and then regurgitate it, and then that's what we call keys. No, pixelated textures. It looks much more like a real world now. It certainly does. It's very lo-fi still, but it definitely looks real. Huh, what's this thing? You got dimensional stone past. Was it always that small? You're back to the early game. Yep. So this was the sign that says the access has been blocked by the dimensional stone. Try the path to the east. So when we were in sort of like 2D mode, we couldn't get past this, but the stone was actually only slightly taller than us, so we could have, you know, because we were in 2D, we weren't able to tell that. Nice and clever, I love that. Here's the bit with the, you know, you have to be more agile. This path is reserved for agile adventurers, so let's get that. I don't think there's any reason to go this way. Yeah, we can't anyway. Blocked off by 2 breakable rocks, but we can't break them right now. Guess what we're going to use for that? Alright, cool. Let's go over here. Another save point. There was a chest up there before. We don't need it. May as well save. That save point, it looks like the Seal of Orichalcum from Yu-Gi-Oh's 3rd season, I want to say? Is it 3rd? No, 3rd is Marek. Marek Ishtar. Oh gosh. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! The original friggin' series is so good. This is not the path to the Noria Mines. Let's head south instead. Nah. I do what I want. I don't think there's anything here now, but I'm gonna quickly look over here because I can't quite remember. So I know that bottom path leads to the very beginning of the game, and this one leads to this area that has nothing. Okay, yeah, I don't think there's anything, but I'll quickly show you just so that you guys can see it. This was actually how on my like 3rd or 4th playthrough, well, I think the 3rd, I got to this part and I was like, oh yeah, this is the beginning of the game, and I got here and crossed down here. So this is where we got the sword originally. But when I got to this part, I saw left and I could see a chest, probably around, yeah, here I think. I think I could see the chest through these trees. I was like, that's weird, why is there a chest there? And I thought, this is the beginning area where you chop down the bushes here. 1, 2, 3, and you get the star. And then I went down and I realized that at the start area there was actually more bushes right down here, and you could go around and collect the card. And I was like, oh, you can do that right at the start then. So yeah, it's kind of interesting when you think about it. This game has it's only been speedrun once at a marathon, or like sort of the major marathons, the ESA, the European Speedster Assembly. But it's I think it'd be a really cool game to like speedrun, especially because it's actually a perfect game for a lot of reasons. It's a perfect game for people who don't play video games. It's a perfect game for people who've played a lot of video games. It's a perfect game for people to try speedrunning, because it's so short and gives you the opportunity to practice and get into what makes speedrunning so fun. Monsters will now drop small hearts to replenish your life. That's good. You don't need that at the moment, but that will be very useful. Now this, speaking of speedruns, is an annoying chest, because when you get this chest, you get camera zoom. You look very cool when you get a new item. So in terms of speedruns, you definitely don't want to pick up that chest. It makes it for an interesting game as well on top of that, because you can, not all chests are mandatory, so you can play the game without sound effects, you can play, you know, the game without, I don't know if you can play the game without upgrading the visuals. I think most of the visuals are, just kind of like in the way. Wait, it was south, right? I left a note here about which way to go. Yes, so this is the way we're going to go first, because it'll lead to a nice dead end with a treasure chest. Wasp. Man, they just weren't trying with that one. It's just a wasp. Never been bitten by a wasp, thank goodness. I was bitten by a bee once when I was about 10, I think. I was at school, I was in year 5. I was playing handball with some friends. Oh, we get some HD textures. And then I felt something, I think on the right, like, I can't remember, right or left side of my neck. And it felt like someone was pinching the sort of like a bit of skin on the right or left side of my neck, and then the bit below it, it was literally like a pinch, and it just kept closing it, like pinching, and it started to hurt real bad, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And someone told me, I think you got stung by a bee, and I was like, ugh, never want that to happen again. Oh, we get 10 stars here. Alright, so we get a We found the 10th star. That is... I usually find 10 in the next sort of dungeon, which is the Noria Mines, which we're about to get to, but it looks like I found it earlier because I did something beforehand, so that's good. The Noria Mines are just south of here. If we can get through them, we will reach my hometown. I hope everybody is doing okay there. Please hurry, my hero. Cool. Alright, so we're making some decent progress. Let's go down here. Let's stop here because, yeah, we're up to 15 minutes. So we'll do some more next time. Alright, I want to thank you all very much for watching episode 3 of Let's Platinum Evoland Legendary Edition. My name is Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.